información. CPS Noticias.
Good evening, everybody, and you have found CPS News with Jesse and Brent, the only televised newscast in our area. And please don't adjust your television's audio. This is me, it's not you. Had a lot of talking yesterday at an event, so this girl over here, Jessie, she's got to do a little more talking tonight.
Yes, I will do that for you, Brent. Hello, how are you? We partied hard yesterday at Changing Lives. I hope you were there, and if not, we'll tell you all about it. We'll also tell you a lot of really cool information, and we'll have a double interview on Voices of Vallarta. So don't go away. We have a lot for you this evening.
Absolutely. So we know what time it is. It is time for our headlines. So let's go.
Tonight on CPS News, the governor of Jalisco arrives in Puerto Vallarta with a reactivation plan following recent violence in the region. Mexico's Navy carried out an aerial and maritime demonstration off the Malecon last Friday as part of ongoing security reinforcement in Puerto Vallarta. A strong crowd turned out on Sunday as the Changing Lives event delivered a successful afternoon of connection and community support in Puerto Vallarta for a great cause. Tonight, for the first time on CPS News, we will have two interview segments. CPS News is welcoming Marifer Arreola, president of Conoco, and Rosabella Alejandro Cornejo, director of municipal tourism and economic development for Puerto Vallarta. You won't want to miss these. And finally, in our sports segment, the FIFA World Cup trophy arrived in Mexico last week, launching its national tour ahead of the 2026 tournament. All of that and so much more tonight on CPS News with Jesse and Brent, the news that speaks your language.
Okay, everybody, let's get going, because after a busy and concerning week of news, here's Joe with our first story tonight about the arrival of the governor of Jalisco and his strategies.
Jalisco Governor Pablo Lemus Navarro traveled to Puerto Vallarta to present a comprehensive reactivation plan following recent violence in the region. The governor arrived at the Centro Internacional de Convenciones, which was heavily secured by the Mexican Army, Navy, National Guard, and State Tactical Police. During the meeting with business leaders, Lemus confirmed that 2,500 Army troops had already been deployed to reinforce security in the destination. He outlined a three-phase strategy: rebuild, reactivate, and recover. The rebuild phase focused on cleanup efforts, reopening roads, securing tourist areas, and containing misinformation. Reactivate included restoring connectivity through incentives, ensuring hotels and restaurants remained operational, and keeping visitors informed. The final phase, recover, centered on addressing travel warnings, launching strong promotional campaigns, attending international tourism fairs, and attracting major events back to the city. Lemus called for patience, unity, and positive messaging, urging the tourism sector to prioritize rescheduling trips instead of cancellations. The goal, he said, was clear: protect the destination's image, maintain operations, and quickly restore confidence in Puerto Vallarta as one of Mexico's premier tourist hubs. With information from Miguel Gonzalez Guerra, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
And even more actions were taken last week regarding the security of our area as Puerto Vallarta increased its security presence after 300 Mexican Army troops and 40 tactical vehicles arrived in the city. The municipal government said the deployment was coordinated with federal authorities following the recent violent incidents in the region. Troops moved in and began an initial patrol along Francisco Medina Asensio Boulevard and other major avenues to reinforce surveillance and strengthen public safety. Officials asked residents to remain calm and avoid sharing unverified information about the operation. Governor Pablo Lemus said that with federal support, the city will continue working to maintain stability and protect its role as one of Mexico's leading tourist destinations. Thank you to Miguel Gonzalez Guerra for this first story tonight, or second story tonight. Now moving on, here's a word from our sponsor, and of course that means it's time for Cerámicas Exclusivas.
Yes, it is. At Cerámicas, exclusivas style and quality come together to transform your home. Discover a beautiful selection of porcelain tiles and wood-looking ceramics designed to elevate any room with timeless elegance. With flexible, interest-free financing options available, creating your dream space has never been easier because your home deserves the best. Visit them at Calle Federación 390 in Paseos Universidad Ixtapa. You can also call them at 333-810-6053 or follow them as Cerámicas Exclusivas on Instagram and Facebook. Cerámicas Exclusivas, the perfect choice for exceptional projects. And now we're going to go back to our local news that many of us saw real time last week. Mexico's Navy carried out an aerial and maritime demonstration Friday afternoon of the Malecón in Puerto Vallarta as part of the ongoing security reinforcement following the violent incidents reported on February 22nd. The operation included a helicopter flyover, a naval vessel maneuvering along the coastline, and ground units currently assigned to patrol the city. The display unfolded in full view of residents and tourists gathered along the waterfront, many of whom stopped to record the aerial and sea maneuvers on their phones. The demonstration formed part of a broader security strategy implemented after blockades were reported in several areas of the municipality last week. You will remember that, including burned vehicles and damage to some commercial establishments, which created moments of tension among the population. In response, both the Mexican Army and the Secretariat of the Navy deployed additional personnel to strengthen surveillance, patrols, and deterrence efforts throughout the city. Since then, federal forces have maintained a visible presence along major avenues, tourist zones, and residential neighborhoods, aiming to preserve order and reassure both locals and visitors that security operations remain active and coordinated in this major tourist destination. Thank you so much, Miguel González Guerra, for this information.
Thanks for that information, Jesse. And I saw that last week as the video was sent to me right as it was happening. Pretty interesting stuff. It was very impressive. Okay, now a word from our sponsor. Melasma isn't just a dark spot. It's a complex medical condition that requires discipline, consistency, and expert care. There are no magic cures, only personalized treatment protocols designed for real, lasting results. Under the guidance of Dr. Ulysses Gomez at Aesthetic City, they achieve up to 90% control, even in severe cases, transforming the skin at its source, not just on the surface. Today, our patients enjoy a radiant complexion and renewed confidence because in expert hands, real results are possible. Follow Dr. Ulysses Gomez on your social media and schedule your personalized diagnosis at +52 322 201 2637. Dr. Ulysses Gomez at Aesthetic City, high precision aesthetic medicine.
Thanks, Brent. And with that, we have to go on a commercial break, but don't go away because the Chamber of Commerce president is going to be here, Marifer Arreola. So this is coming up after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us because it is time for Voices of Vallarta. We have a special treat for you. We've got 2 interviews today instead of 1, and I think it's perfect timing for our first guest and our second one to be here with us. So I want to welcome Marifer Arreola. How did I do?
You did good. My name is Maria Fernanda Arreola Bracamontes, but that's kind of long.
Okay.
So everybody calls me here in Mexico Marifer Arreola, but
Okay.
you can call me May.
May. Thank you, May.
that's easier.
I will absolutely never roll my R's just like you did. That was amazing.
It's a Latin, Mexican.
There you go.
And if you could remind everybody what your role is, please.
I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Puerto Vallarta and the vice president of inclusion of all of the Confederation of National Commerce's Chamber of Commerces of whole Mexico.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's almost hard to even come up with that first question. It's so broad and so wide. But I mean, actually, I just want to I think you mentioned off air that you work a lot with the local businesses. And I'm sure right now they have concerns around tourism. So what did you hear most clearly from Vallarta's business community that really helped create your priorities?
Well, Vallarta is abundant. It's a place that people are searching for, and it's safe. And it's a place where you can invest, and your investment is safe. It's always growing because people are looking for us always. We have tourism. I know that certain news at the moment have been around, but like in all of the world, everything's happening all over the world. Mm-hmm. This didn't happen to Vallarta. It happened in Vallarta, but it also happened in other states of Mexico and in other parts. The thing is that Vallarta shines so bright because it's the crown jewel of the state of Jalisco. Everybody wants to be in Vallarta, and you are very welcome to come here.
Love that. That's great.
I love it that you're, telling everyone to come here. And yes, you're welcome to come to Puerto Vallarta. We're back and running. Yeah. And tell me, I know like in the Spanish news, you have mentioned the need for a ventanilla única, or like a single streamlined process for businesses and business permits and administrative tasks, things like that. So what would it take, to make it happen?
Well, we have been working on it like for a year and a half, and it's gonna happen. The other day in a table, we were talking about that because we have different kinds of tables, working tables with the alcalde, with Luis Munguia. He's doing a great job, and I want to tell everybody in the government here in Puerto Vallarta, Luis Munguia as our major, la directora de turismo, that's Ale Cornejo. Everybody is on track, and everybody is doing their best, And also, this ventanilla única will accelerate the process for comerciantes, for enterprises, for people that do business, because we don't want to waste time, going to back and forth. Just go and pay, and that's what the business people want. So we're working on it, and hopefully this year we can make it happen.
I think that's important that you mentioned that. Thank you.
Yeah, because we were talking about that last week, so it will happen.
Okay, so if this is in your area, then I apologize. But on this news, we frequently talk about certain things. And they're not major like everything happened last week, but it seems like we're always talking about street blockages, traffic disruptions, waste collection, over and over and over. There are obviously pain points here. I don't think the tourists feel it as much as the locals and businesses, but how do you plan to work with municipal authorities, or do you work with municipal authorities to address some of those concerns?
Of course. The other day there happened an incident, and I said to the press, stopping mobility, it's not an option because we are a visitor's port. People come here to have fun. So we have to take care of ourselves. But this is like conscience in the community. We have to teach the community how to protest in other ways. You can do it. It's your freedom. But not when you step into somebody else's freedom, that's just injustice. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like just telling the people, maybe you're right. Maybe you have to do something, but don't stop tourism because we live from tourism. And people, when they come to Vallarta, they want to have fun. They want to get places. You have to catch a plane. You have to get out of the cruise line to get a tour. And if you block that place, because we have a main street called La Carretera 200, that turns into Medina Asensio, that turns into, one way, Now we're going to have vías alternas, or just other ways to come around. But right now, if you stop us in the front and in the middle and in the back, well, you stop tourism. So you stop people from getting to school, people to going to hospitals, people getting to work, and it's not fair for other people.
Yes, business need to work. Business needs to be open, for all of these tourist people and also for the local people. And so now talking about businesses, I know that there's like 400 affiliated business in the Chamber of Commerce. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Now you have a goal of taking that number up to 1,000, and that's incredible. Yeah. So please tell our expats that that have businesses too here. Give them a message so that they can be part of this great Chamber of Commerce.
Well, this is a new Chamber of Commerce. I want to say it's like the new era about Chamber of Commerce because we're leveling it up to another thing. It's when I went into Concanaco, I learned nationally. And from people that do macro businesses. So I said, why not implement everything that I learned and that obviously University of Business, and put it here. So I said, I want my committee to be the best of everything, the best. If you're gonna be, expos and eventos you have to be one of the best. And you have to be the best course and the best things. So that's what I'm telling you, that we're gonna have courses, that we're gonna have talleres, webinars, free webinars every time, every week, nationally, how to grow your business, how to do stuff, and it's free.
Expos and events, are there any expos or events off the top of your head that you can think of that are coming in pretty soon?
Yeah, I have to talk. No, don't get me going. Okay, Expo Hotel is coming, and that's a very good one. Also, I want to mention that we were in 2 of the most important international fairs and welcoming everybody to Mexico. Right now, Michelle Friedman, that she's our Secretary of Tourism of Jalisco, is in Alemania. So, I'm sorry, it's at Alemania in English, Germany. And yeah, so we're promoting and they're coming. So, we're ready for you. But I lost my way. Can you just tell me?
You're doing
sorry.
Great. I love that you mentioned Expo Hotel because they were actually just here. They were our last guest that we had here.
Yeah, and it's very important. It's a B2B, a B2C, And it's just going in and making business. And that's what it's all about.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah. And because you've mentioned it off air and also on air when you first started, you say inclusion. And you say inclusion. But now inclusion isn't the same for everybody. So I would like to really drill down on you for a second. What does inclusion mean to you? And what does it mean for Vallarta in 2026? And then we're probably going to be out of time.
Okay, I just want to say that inclusion is here. Vallarta is inclusion. Vallarta is pride. We are pride to be Vallartenses, and Pride 2026 is coming from May 17 to 24. So you have to come and visit Puerto Vallarta. It's an event full of culture, art, and major events. You're going to love it. And inclusion is being you. That's it. Respecting others. That's inclusion.
Love it. And now really, really quick, and just to say goodbye to everyone, all of our audience, I want you to give them a message of how do you feel today, a week and a day after all this craziness happened. How do you feel today?
Well, I feel very positive because I've seen after 48 hours about all of the things that went around, everything is reactivating. 80% hotel occupancy. We don't know how many tourists because some of them are investors, some of them are Airbnb. And, so I'm very positive because Vallarta is strong. Vallarta is abundant. Vallarta is happiness. Vallarta is force.
Of course. Well, thank you so much with that message. Oof.
Great message of hope. And we've been unifying with that message and with that message you gave and ever to all of our viewers. So you heard it right here. Thank you so much for coming in and being part of our show today. That was an amazing interview.
Thank you.
I love that. But unfortunately, we're out of time and we got to move on.
I could stay here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We can keep you here. I think you're great. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in for that segment. That's great. All right. Now we got to move on to more news tonight. So stick with us.
Puerto Vallarta reported that garbage collection services had still not fully returned to normal, despite announcements from the concession company that routes were gradually being restored. Neighbors in Magisterio, Los Sauces, and Coapinol said trash continued to pile up along public streets, causing foul odors and raising health concerns. One of the most affected areas was reported to be Violeta Street at its intersection with Avenida de los Maestros in the Magisterio neighborhood, where residents said garbage bags had remained uncollected for several days. While the waste management company stated that service was being reactivated progressively, citizens called on municipal authorities and the contractor to speed up collection efforts to prevent further public health risks and protect the city's urban image. With information from Fernanda Bojorquez, Eric Stevenson, CPS News.
And as collection routes continue returning to normal, residents say they're hoping for faster progress in the coming days to avoid further buildup and keep neighborhoods clean, of course. Now, Expo Hotel Puerto Vallarta has officially announced new dates for its upcoming edition. We were just talking about them. And in an official statement released on February 24th, organizers confirmed that the event will now take place March 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Centro Internacional de Convenciones de Puerto Vallarta, which is, Vallarta's International Convention Center. It's going to happen from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Event coordinators stated that the decision was made with safety and well-being as a top priority for exhibitors, suppliers, collaborators, strategic partners, and visitors. The adjustment was coordinated with venue availability and key tourism and hospitality leaders to ensure a successful and well-organized edition. Supporting organizations include the Asociación de Hoteles de Puerto Vallarta y Bahía de Banderas, CANIRAC, the Fideicomiso de Turismo de Puerto Vallarta, and the Secretaría de Turismo de Puerto Vallarta, along with various chambers connected to the Oreca sector. Organizers thank the community with their understanding and reaffirm their commitment to delivering a professional, high-quality event that reflects the strength of Puerto Vallarta's tourism industry. The new dates also give you more time to register and be part of this important gathering. If you're part of the tourism and hospitality sector, your admission is completely free. Simply make sure to register in advance at exphotel.mx. That's exphotel.mx. Expo Hotel Puerto Vallarta, where everyone wins.
Good stuff, Jesse. Thank you for tackling all those names and places. Okay, so now if you're thinking about living or investing in Puerto Vallarta, Solava Marina Vallarta is a must-see. This pre-construction development combines a prime location, modern design, and strong long-term value with quick access to hospitals, shopping centers, schools, and the marina. By buying now, you can lock in better pricing and take advantage of special pre-sale conditions. Schedule a visit to the showroom and imagine what everyday life at Solava could be like. Just give them a call at +52-322-183-3411 or on social media, just look for them at Solava. Solava, elevate your life.
All right, and with that, we're going to go on a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. When we come back, Alejandra Cornejo is going to be here. You will want to listen to this interview. It's an interesting one.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for sticking with CPS News, the news that speaks your language, the only televised English news in all of Bahia de Banderas. And I'm so happy that we're in our second interview for Voices of Vallarta today. I love this format. I hope you do too. But we are honored to have Alejandra Cornejo here. I know I didn't say it perfectly because I can't roll my R's, but I do my best. And you are the Director of Municipal Tourism and Economic Development.
That's right.
And so happy to have you.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Brent. Good afternoon, Jesse. Thank you for having me here and to share with all your audience tonight.
I love that. So we only have about 10 minutes, and I know a lot of people really want to hear from you. So tell me, now, during the recent disturbances we had over a week ago, you said hotels activated their protocols immediately and tourists were safely sheltered. From your vantage point now, did Puerto Vallarta do those right things in those first critical hours?
For sure. Of course, there was understandable uncertainty of the outset. Formal validation for us to the relevant authorities involved allowed us to issue clear internal guidance across the tourist sector. Under the leadership of Michelle Friedman, the Secretary of Tourism in Jalisco, through a very close coordination with local authorities in Puerto Vallarta, communication channels were established from very first minute. Tour operators, transportation providers were contacted, and real-time updates were shared with local chambers of commerce, other associations, and business associations too. As information was officially confirmed by the appropriate authorities, it was communicated with responsibility. What we did right was acting as one destination. The private sector, public and private work side by side. Staff, employees, and tourist suppliers share at effective, ensure safety, and maintain operations within hotels and resorts, and keep everybody calm. And that's a coordinated response who help preserve stability and protect our visitors while Mexican authorities through the three level of government were working together to guarantee safety, to stabilize areas and to restore order in the city. This allowed the shift restoration of commercial activity to become a key factor in the overall recovery. In 48 hours, we recover the safety in the city.
There was a lot of stuff that you guys did, a lot of work behind the curtains pretty much. And so I want to know, what did you hear directly from tourists, that shaped the response strategy?
What we heard most often from visitors was sincere appreciation for the commitment of the professionalism of the hotel teams. Our guests highlighted the warmth and the activities they experienced through their stay despite the outdoor circumstances. Something Puerto Vallarta is known worldwide, is for deeply proud of. In fact, our special visitors from the United States and in Canada, as you see, share through digital platforms that we are taking care of them and generally feel safe. They value the receiving direct updates from front desk and concierge teams, the familiar points on hotels and resorts for being in contact, and that relying on speculation on social media. That message reinforce our approach, communicate with transparency, and remain present and accessibility, and make sure every visitor feels personally attended. In Puerto Vallarta, hospitality is not just a service standard, it's who we are. We strive to be the warmest city in the world, and in moments like this, that spirit becomes even more visible.
Oh, good words, good words. And we felt that. And there was a lot going on behind the scenes that nobody saw or knew, so thank you for shedding a light on some of that. Now, many questions I was trying to answer from other people were about the airport. So what I read here is that the airport restored 95% of its operations by the next morning. How did coordination between your office, the airport, and the hotel sector help to accelerate the recovery of the airport?
The rapid restoration of operations at our international airport was a key factor. From the first moment, there was direct coordination between airport authorities, municipalities, and the tourists in the state of Jalisco. By maintaining constant communication, we were able to provide accurate information to visitors regarding flight rescheduling, transportation logistics, and hotel extensions when needed. Hotels offer free nights for that shift or change of checkout or flights that were scheduled. The fact that 95% of the operations were restored by Tuesday morning reflects a strong institutional coordination and operational efficiency. Today, the airport is operating normally. Airlines have established both domestic and international flights. And last Saturday, the airport, for example, recorded more than 200 operations. So airport is right now operating normally again.
Oh, I'm glad you to tell us about this. airport, and 95% of it was reestablished 24 hours after the fact of everything that happened. And talking to a lot of people yesterday at this fantastic event I was telling you about, they were telling me, oh, we just decided to stay longer, in Puerto Vallarta. And so a lot of them stayed longer. And so what does this tell you about Puerto Vallarta's resilience?
It tells us that trust in Puerto Vallarta safety has been built over decades. Visitors recognize that Puerto Vallarta is a mature, organized, and experienced destination. And when travelers choose to remain rather than leave immediately, it reflects confidence in local authorities, hotel standards, and overall safety management. The vast majority of our guests decided to stay in the destinations, and most of the departures that we saw last week were the result of flight rebookings and schedule adjustment made by airline as part of their operational planning, not an early or an unplanned exit from Puerto Vallarta. A key element of our recovery has been the support of the tourist sector as a whole destination, hotel, restaurants, tours and activity operators, and tourist services across the board, along with extraordinary hospitality for our workers and professionals. This is not improvised. It's built through consistent quality, a strong infrastructure, and a community culture that takes pride in welcoming people with warmth and care. Puerto Vallarta continued to demonstrate that strength for.
Oh, well said, well said. And it's clear, like, there's a lot of preparation, a lot of things going on here. But I think one of the key questions is, you work with hotels, you work with businesses in the tourism industry, and I know everybody wants to know the answer to this. What indicators are you seeing about how quickly the tourism economy is going to be stabilized?
Okay, our preliminary hotel occupancy right now for February, at close February 2026, is projected at 82%, which remains solid given the circumstances. We are closely monitoring rebookings and short-term cancellations, and early data suggests that many reservations have been rescheduled and or rebooked rather than permanently canceled. Another important indicator is that upcoming major events remain confirmed, and encouraging signal of confidence from organizers and industry partners of MICE and travelers. Among these festivals, there's Binoma Weekend this weekend from March 5 to 7th, a major wine culinary festival featuring more than 300 labels like music, sensory experiences, and chef-led pairings at Pier 2 at Asipona Terminal Marítima. Also Gala Vallarta in March 10 and 12, the region's leading tourist industry marketplace in the Mexican Pacific that will reinforce commercial confidence in the destination. In this event, we will have Expedia booking all the OTAs and all the travel agencies around the world. And for sure, Expo Hotel of Puerto Vallarta is also being hosted the next week.
Well, thank you. I love to hear about all of these events, and thank you for letting us know, because after what happened, we kind of forgot about all of these humongous events that are going to bring in all of this tourism here to Puerto Vallarta. We're back to normal. We're feeling good. We have implemented a fantastic plan. I love it that you came in here to tell us all about it and about everything that you guys worked on, behind the scenes when all this craziness was going on, right?
For sure.
We're running out of time, so I thank you again for being here. And thank you, Brad.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. That was Voices of Vallarta numero dos. So thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. And I think it really did, like you said, answer some key questions about people just want to feel safe and secure and know this is still a destination. All right, we got to keep moving on now. We got our next story tonight, and it's a video that someone very close to our show shot. So let's check it out.
The State Department says hundreds of Americans trapped inside Mexico have called the emergency helpline.
We're on lockdown. We can't leave the hotel.
All of our friends got these awesome deals to go to Puerto Vallarta, and I mean, obviously it's the worst right now. Definitely the most sketch.
That's fear-mongering shit. There's nobody trapped. There's nobody that can't get out. The airport is open. Flights are going in and out. The airport's backed up because people that miss their flights, they're 24 hours behind. Alright, so this is Boosterias. People are at cafes, people are walking around. It's a bunch of people at this restaurant right here. And I don't think anybody looks trapped. I don't think anybody looks like they don't have food.
Is Mexico safe?
Anybody that's planning on going to Mexico for spring break. I mean, my chiropractor called me yesterday and said he's still planning on going to Cancun. I said, are you crazy?
Right. 100% fear-mongering bullshit. You guys are Canadian or American?
Canadian.
All right. And you're stuck down here and you can't get out of here?
No.
No? And you're scared for your life?
No, we're golfing and drinking and partying and...
All right, so checking out crocodiles in the marina. Where are you guys from?
Ottawa, Canada.
Ottawa, Canada. You look absolutely petrified, like you're trapped here.
Yes. There's nothing there. Everybody's safe. There's been no violence on the resorts. I don't know what else.
People are eating dinner over there. They're having a good time.
We had a great time. Dinner out with the family.
It's February 26th. We're here at the Marina Market. Look at all the people.
And there's more to this video. It's a 4-minute video. Thank you so much, Dan McNeil, for sending it over. And you can find the link to it right underneath this CPS News as a comment. You will find it there. Now, this March 7th, Hospital Hoya Marina invites you to take a moment just for you in celebration of International Women's Day. Enjoy a unique beachfront yoga session designed to help you release stress, restore your energy, and reconnect with yourself in a peaceful oceanfront setting. Plus, take advantage of exclusive discounts on medical checkups because true wellness begins with caring for your health. And the best part is completely free. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today. For more information, call 322-226-1010 or follow Hospital Hoya Marina on social media. Hospital Hoya, we know how to take care of you, and we're honored to do so. Now we're going to go on a quick commercial break, Brent, but when we come back, we have more news for you. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. And it is time for sports, and abbreviated sports today with Dave.
What's up, Dave? Tell us all about it.
Oh, it's a bit of a wild week here, so we're going to keep things really brief here on sports because we had two big long interviews, but we'll get right to normal soon, like the town is. So.
Let's do it.
All right, so let me tell you first that sports section is brought to you by La Playa Wine and Liquors. At La Playa Wine and Liquors, everyone is welcome. Looking for great variety, low prices, and outstanding service in Puerto Vallarta? Discover an incredible selection of wines, spirits, beers, all from the best national and international brands. And of course, there's a huge selection of tequilas. Visit La Playa, a company with over 80 years of dedication and trust. La Playa, tradition you can feel, quality you can taste. Enjoy responsibly. All right, moving right into sports. FIFA, the FIFA World Cup trophy arrived in Mexico and officially began its national tour ahead of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Mexico City was the first stop on the tour, welcoming the iconic trophy as excitement builds toward 2026. The capital, which will play a key role as one of the host cities for the upcoming tournament, marked the official starting point of a journey that will take the trophy to 10 different cities across the country. Thousands of fans are expected to attend the events where families and football supporters will have the opportunity to see the sport's most coveted prize up close and take photos as part of the experience. Organizers say the tour aims to ignite nationwide enthusiasm and kick off the countdown to the World Cup, bringing the spirit of the global tournament closer to Mexican fans. And that's it for sports. Back to Jesse and Brent.
Thanks so much, David. So really, I apologize for the abbreviated sports section today. We'll get this under control for next week, and our apologies to you. We're going to get a full sports section.
It's all good.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave, for all that fast information on sports. And now let's listen to some information about the My Health program from Hospitan.
The program, I would recommend it to anybody new that's coming to Puerto Vallarta. In that I've been a member here for almost 8 years, We have a lot of meetings, usually once a month, where we get to meet and interact with other members and also to share common concerns regarding health. And the facilities and care here at hospital is really excellent in Puerto Vallarta. The doctors are all very personable, they're very approachable and easy to speak to. And whenever I've had any utilization of services here at the hospital, it's been a perfect experience. I'd highly recommend it and encourage you all to take part in my health program.
Remember, you can call 322-226-2080 to book your appointment or visit them at Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio 3970. Now, here's our next story tonight.
Toffer Resorts held its 4th University Scholarship Ceremony this week at Hotel Musai, benefiting employees and their children seeking higher education. In coordination with the Eagle Wings Foundation, the company awarded financial support to 33 recipients this semester. The program provides 5,500 pesos per semester to students who maintain a grade point average above 8. Since its launch, 28 students have already graduated through the initiative, and 12 new scholars joined the program this term. Eva Contreras, president of Eagle Wings, explained that the scholarships are funded through voluntary donations collected from Toffer guests and timeshare members, with the company matching contributions to support social programs. In a recorded message, Toffer Resorts chairman Luis Fernando Gonzalez Corona congratulated the students and encouraged them to continue pursuing their dreams, highlighting education as a powerful tool for opportunity and positive change. With information from Miguel Gonzalez Guerra, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Okay, moving on, we've got a quick word from one of our sponsors, and it's Marina Vallarta Golf Course. Picture yourself on a Sunday morning with great food and a beautiful view of the Marina Vallarta Golf Course. Fresh flavors, plenty of choices, and a relaxed setting to ease into the day. You can stop by from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Marina Vallarta Golf Club. The buffet is 435 pesos, $285 for juniors, and includes unlimited mimosas for those adults. There's convenient on-site parking, and you'll find them at Paseo de la Marina 430. And for reservations, the number's 322-221-0073. Marina Vallarta Golf Club, a great way to spend your Sunday. Now here's Joe with the details of an amazing event from yesterday that I was honored to be the MC for once again this year. And of course, that was Changing Lives 2026.
1 week after the events that shook the city, Puerto Vallarta responded with music, unity, and heart. The Changing Lives event, held March 1st at La Huerta Bar and Grill beside the Rio Quali in Puerto Vallarta, became a powerful symbol of resilience. Guests were eating, dancing, and enjoying drinks under the open sky as the community gathered in a beautiful setting to celebrate hope over fear. The night was guided by our own Brent Lane, who kept the high-energy crowd engaged throughout the evening. On stage, rock bands like Monaco, Shadrach, Cosmos, The Beast, and Las Mambas delivered unforgettable performances, joined by local favorites including Will Walker, Stoli, Mau Jimenez, and Gabby Hart. Smiles were everywhere as the crowd sang along and celebrated together. For 8 consecutive years, Changing Lives has funded scholarships through the American English Tree Program. Its founder, Edison Rodriguez, a Mexican-American and former U.S. military officer, spent more than a decade traveling the world, learning languages and immersing himself in different cultures. That experience shaped his belief that education is the solution, and that teaching children English can truly transform their future. This year, the event also benefited Angel's Kitchen, Volcanes Kids Education Program, and La Bib, expanding its reach even further. What began as a concert became something bigger, a statement that Vallarta stands united, resilient, and full of love for its community. With information from Jesse Ruiz, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
That was super fun. And talking about fun, at La Playa Wine and Liquors, everyone is welcome. Looking for a great variety, low prices, and an outstanding service in Puerto Vallarta? We'll discover an incredible selection of wines, spirits, beers, and of course, tequilas from the best national and international brands. Visit La Playa, a company with over 80 years of dedication and trust. La Playa, tradition you can feel, quality you can taste. Enjoy responsibly, of course.
So that's all the time we have for tonight. Maybe La Playa will send me a tequila shot to fix my voice. I think that might help. It'll be back for next week. But thank you so much for tuning in to CPS News with Jesse and Brent, the news that speaks your language. Have an amazing night. We'll see you next Monday.
We'll see you next week.